Hi, I'm Jonathan Wilson, and I'm one of the founders of FinCENreport.com. And I'm recording this video so that you can view it in advance of our meeting to get a sense of what the Corporate Transparency Act is about and about what our service is that we provide at FinCENreport.com. If you're watching this, then you're a lawyer at a law firm, and we're going to have a conversation about how FinCENreport.com can help you manage the flow of data that you're going to experience with your clients when it comes time to start planning for filing your first beneficial ownership reports under the CTA. Now, in the deck of slides that I've sent you, you're going to see a real brief overview of the law. I'm assuming that you're already familiar with it. You understand that once it's implemented, every newly formed company is going to have to file their first report within 14 days. And companies that were in existence before the implementation of the CTA are going to have 1 year in which to file their first report. Now, what I found is that most law firms and most lawyers really haven't spent much time thinking about the practical aspects of how they're going to comply with the new law. Under the CTA, of course, every reporting company has to include specified items of personally identifiable information, or PII, with respect to the company applicant and each beneficial owner. So let's focus on each of those two things. The company applicant is the individual human being who signed the Articles of Incorporation or Articles of Organization for an LLC in order to form the entity. This is going to be a challenge for some lawyers who sometimes filed the articles for clients. The clients went off, did other things, maybe even have new counsel now, but yet that original lawyer is still on the hook as the company applicant. Somehow that former client and their former lawyer are going to have to find a way to collaborate and come together when it comes to filing their data. Then the other thing that's required in the beneficial ownership report is information about every single beneficial owner. So who is a beneficial owner? Well, under FinCEN's regulations, it's every person, every natural person who owns 25% or more, directly or indirectly, in the company. It's every person on the board of directors, if the company has a board, and it's every senior officer for companies that have officers. The FinCEN regulations are not terribly precise about what a senior officer is, so that's something that companies and their counsel are going to have to look into. Now, for the company applicant and each of these beneficial owners, the company is going to have to include in its ownership report the individual's full legal name, date of birth, home residential address, a unique identifying number, which can either be a non-expired US driver's license or a non-expired US passport, and then an image file of the document that provides that number, the driver's license or the passport. So name, birthday, home address, and then the document in the image file. That's really going to be a challenge. I mean, I took a look at the Georgia Secretary of State database to see how many companies I was involved with as the beneficial owner, or rather as the company applicant. And I was connected to over 300 companies. That's 300 different entities that are going to want to have my passport or driver's license and my birth date and home address included in their report. That didn't make me feel very good as a lawyer who has to deal with a lot of clients online. At the same time, every one of those companies is going to have to find a way to collaborate with all of their beneficial owners to pull all of those data items in for them. That's really going to pose a challenge. And it's that creates the opportunity for us at FinCENreport.com. Lawyers need to find a way to give their data out to the companies who need to include it. And they also need to find a way to pull in or ingest the data from all of their active clients who want to work with them as lawyers to prepare the beneficial ownership report. There's also a collaboration problem where investors in a company might have some recognition of who each other are, but they don't really trust each other enough to give away their driver's license, their date of birth, all these sorts of PII that we ordinarily keep very confidential. So that is a problem both for the companies as well as for the lawyers that advise them. And that's what creates the opportunity for FinCENreport.com. What we have built is what we call our Cta Compliance Hub. It allows individuals to make their own personal accounts with their own personal information. So I can dial in with my name, my birth date, my driver's license, my home address, and that's all there in my data locker. It's encrypted. Our system is built on the Amazon Web Services encrypted platform, the same platform that is at use when banks build their own websites and so on. And each of those individuals then have the ability to collaborate through the Compliance Hub, through our FinCEN report software. And how that works is the individual who's going to create the company account will go onto FinCENreport.com, open a company account, and then indicate who the beneficial owners are for their company. It'll provide their name and an email address. The system will then go and notify each of those individuals that their information has been requested by the particular company. If they agree and they click on the yes button to share their data will be collaborated, will be included in the company's report, but the individual who's actually preparing that report won't be able to see the data. They'll know that the beneficial owner's data has been included. Those boxes will be checked in the report, but they won't physically be able to see and therefore won't actually know what the data items are. That's how we allow for secure collaboration. Now, all of this is free. Creating the company account, each individual account, each beneficial owner, they all have their own accounts, and there is no charge for opening those accounts. The only thing that triggers a charge is when the company itself actually files its first report. At that point, we'll collect billing information and a credit card, and we'll charge them the 1-year subscription fee. Now, you might wonder, why do you need a 1-year subscription just to file a one-time report? Well, as the lawyers should know, the Corporate Transparency Act is not a once and done requirement. After the company files its first beneficial ownership report, it needs to be ready to file an amendment within 30 days after any previously reported item of information changes. So, in the case of a hypothetical company that has filed its first report, if one of the beneficial owners should happen to, say, renew their driver's license or renew their passport, that renewal, that event, triggers a 30-day clock, by which time the company needs to file an amended report to account for that change in information, and in the case of a document, provide the updated document. Now, what we do at FinCENreport.com is we provide the connectivity and the alerts to make that happen. If an individual who has an account with us uploads a new driver's license or passport, we know that that is a change in previously reported data. The system will automatically notify every company that has previously included those data items in a report, and will prompt those companies to file an amendment. That is the value that we provide through the annual subscription. As we file these reports and these amendments, we save the filing receipts, we save evidence of filing, so that the company at any point in time can produce an audit trail to show that it has been in compliance. And all of that gets saved to the lawyer's advisory account. We're offering to large law firms now the opportunity to create an advisory account that would allow them to transfer in bulk names of client corporations and contact information so that we can start those companies on the path to compliance. The law firm's advisory account will then have visibility into the collaboration and the filing status of each of its clients. If the clients give permission, the law firm will be able to see down to the level of the beneficial owner as far as who has been collaborating and who has not yet given their permission to have their data included. And that way, the law firm not only provides a service to the client by getting them started, but becomes part of the process and remains involved in the process because of the visibility they have into the filing status of each client and the ability to know which beneficial owners have been involved and which have not yet become engaged. So that's what we do at FinCENreport.com. We think that there is going to be a tsunami of data and a tsunami of information requests that come about as soon as FinCEN announces that its regulations are going to take effect. For that reason, we are really encouraging law firms to get started now and to adopt a tool that will allow them to comply with the Corporate Transparency Act. I am looking forward to meeting with you and speaking more about what our vision is to provide this service for our customers and to understand better what your plans are at your law firm. I hope this background has been helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you individually very soon. Thank you.